Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Civil Stuff by Wahi. So I am back with the ESET lockdown session, that is surveying subject. So today I have chosen compass surveying. Definitely 1 mark or 2 marks are getting from this compass surveying. So we'll see regarding the compass surveying now. So if I go for the compass surveying, when we prefer the compass surveying? So generally chain surveying is there. This is used for what? Small areas. For the large areas and where some angles and directions are supposed to be mentioned in calculating the area, then you are supposed to go for compass surveying. Okay. Means the main purpose of compass surveying is when chaining is difficult, we should go for compass surveying. And when the surveying to be completed quickly, then you have to go for compass surveying. And when the area is undulating, because in undulated ground you cannot go for a chaining, proper chaining cannot be done. So you can carry. Next, and the area to be surveyed is large, because chain surveying is performed for small areas. Whereas if the area is large, we'll go for the compass surveying. Now as I said you, in the compass surveying, both linear and angular measurements should be taken. Whereas in chain surveying, only linear measurements will be taken. So because of your compass surveying involving in both linear and angular measurements, the linear measurements generally can be taken with respect to chain or tape, and the angular measurements are taken by what? Theodolite or box extent. This is the another thing. Coming to the direction, how you will be checking the direction with respect to some bearing. Okay, those bearings can be nothing but you can be taking with the prismatic compass. Coming to the principle of compass surveying. The principle of compass surveying is what? Traversing. Traversing is nothing but a series of connected survey lines is nothing but called as a compass surveying. Suppose if I connect like this, like this, like this and like this. This closed conduit is nothing but how I have obtained. These are the main stations. Okay, I will be connecting. These are nothing but called as what? Survey legs. Survey legs. So we are connecting series, not serious, series. Okay. If I start at particular point and end at the same point, it is nothing but called as what? Closed traverse. Okay. Next, if I start at one point and it never comes back to its original position to close, is nothing but what? Open traverse. When you are performing the surveying along the road or along the canal alignment or along any railway alignment, then we will be going for open traverse. And when the area to be surveyed within the some colony like that, to collect the data, you are supposed to go for closed traversing. Right? Now here the main principle of compass surveying is what? Traversing. Traversing is nothing but series of connected survey lines. Now the direction of the lines are measured. What is this direction means with respect to some meridian? Suppose this is north, this is south. Okay. Now if I take this line AB, in which direction it is going? Towards east. Okay. And BC, BCDE means BC going towards southeast. Like that we will be fixing. Now these directions of the lines are measured by using either prismatic compass or surveyor's compass. Now we are using at present prismatic compass, whereas surveyor's compass is outdated. Okay. And the length between, the distance between A and B is measured by using chain or tape. Means the complete compass surveying involves not only the compass instrument but also the chain or tape. And see, in some places the compass surveying is also not preferred. Now in what situations means? Where the area is affected with the local attraction. If the area seems to be attracted with some iron ores, okay, some steel structures, rails, any magnetic substances, materials which are available nearby our instrument, we won't prefer compass surveying, because instead of showing the true meridian, it will be showing some differing, okay, with some declination it will be showing. So that is the reason the compass surveying is not recommended for the areas with local attraction. Now, as I said you, we are now using at present the compass surveying. Here, the compass surveying consists of a what? Compass box, which is made up of what? Metallic box, either brass or aluminum has been made. The diameter of this box will be around 80 to 110 mm. Okay, and you will be having a pivotal point here. You will be having a pivotal point with sharp point on which this graduated ring will be fixed, and this box is covered with the what? Glass cover at the top. And what is the purpose of this compass box? It is to hold the magnetic needle or graduated ring. This is a magnetic needle with graduations on this one. Okay, next one is what is this magnetic needle means? This is the symmetrical substance bar, means what? It will be exactly balanced one. Symmetrical means what? Both sides it will be balanced one. And to this magnetic needle, it will be having the graduated ring. I will share the another image here in the video. So attached with the graduated ring. Okay, now with the help of magnetic needle, we can find out the bearing, that magnetic bearing of a survey line with respect to some magnetic north. Here magnetic north is nothing but magnetic meridian. Meridian is nothing but some fixed reference line on the ground. Okay, now what does this graduated ring will be having means? There will be having readings from 0 to 360 degrees in clockwise direction, but written in inverted. But when you are seeing from the eyepiece, it will be shown clearly in a non-inverted matter. Now here on the graduated ring, suppose this is a graduated ring, consider. Okay, here south, north, okay, east, west. Okay, now on the graduated ring, 0 starts at south. Here 90, 180, 270, 360 means in clockwise direction it will be starting. And coming to the object vane. Now see here, this is the object vane and this is the eye vane. This object vane is hinged with some the metal box, and you will be having a slit. In that slit means some small opening. You will be having a horse hair. What you will be having? Horse hair at the center, and the mirror is again hinged to the side the objects which are very too high or too low. Next we will see what is eye vane. Now here eye vane is nothing but this one. You will be having a sighting slit at top. Okay, sighting slit at the top, and you will be having hole here. Okay, at the bottom of the prism. One is to observe. Okay, one is to observe the readings, and one is to sight the object through this object vane. Okay, now here you can see some sunglasses are there, dark color glasses. They are, one is red color and one is blue color. Suppose if you are seeing in the somewhat luminous object at night, means to reduce the effect on eye, we will be using red glass, and in the mid summer we will be using blue color glass to reduce the strain on the eye of the observer. Next, you will be having a breaking pin. Generally, if I rotate the what if I rotate what that our compass to break the bearings, definitely the compass will, the magnetic needle will be started oscillations. To stop it, will be using a brake pin. Here it is a brake pin to stop it. Next, it is provided at the base of the object vane. This is the object vane at the base, and it is used to stop the oscillation of the graduated ring. And next one is, again you will be having a lifting pin below or beside the object vane to avoid the under wear and tear action. Generally this will be closed while transferring your instrument from one place to another place. Okay, so at that time, in order to make the instrument free from wear and tear actions, you are supposed to close the object slit. After that, when you are ready with that one, you lift the pin. So thank you for watching my video. If you are watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe, like, share, comment for more updates. Thank you.